My name is LOPES-SERRAO, and I am a patrol lieutenant with the Wausau Police Department. And today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about our patrol sectors. Most people don't know that here in the city of Wausau, we actually have 6 different areas that our officers patrol. Obviously, as a Wausau police officer, we can go anywhere in the city and patrol and respond to calls anywhere, but we do break down the city into 6 specific areas so that officers can kind of focus on issues that might be happening in those neighborhoods. So if you look at this map here, we have the 6 sectors laid out on the east side of the river and the west side of the river. So on the east side of the river, going from the top to bottom, we have sector A, B, and C. And on the west side, we have D, E, and F. So a lot of people might not know exactly what that means, but by having a sector, our officers every year are allowed to pick which area they want to work, and that allows them to work that area for the entire year and focus on crime and traffic issues in those neighborhoods. So me, myself, I started up in Sector A. I worked in Sector A for a couple years. I really liked that area just because of how large it was, the fact that there was a really good neighborhood group meeting up there that I liked working and attending. I liked going to the Woodchucks games during the summer and walking around and talking to people, and I enjoyed going to the football games at Tom Field. Toward the latter part of my patrol career, I worked out in Sector E, and I really enjoyed that because I like to get out on the highway, responding to some of the crashes and doing some traffic enforcement out there. So that's some of the variety that officers get to have when they work in different areas.
Hi, Officer Mike HOREJS with the Wausau Police Department. I've been here for about 3.5 years. Yeah, so for my first, as soon as I got out on my own from field training, I was assigned to Sector B, which is the central east part of the city, which is not a very large area geographically, but there's a lot of people, a lot of businesses, and a lot of apartment complexes, things of that nature. So it tends to be fairly busy. The next 2 years, I chose that sector. I enjoyed working it. You get to know names, faces, families, areas, and you get to build rapport with members of the community, which I think is pretty cool, and it helps us on a day-to-day basis. There's few tools that are more effective in de-escalating and connecting with the community than having personal history. And I'm at the point now where I bump into people who maybe I spoke to when they were kids and now they're 18 or 19. Or I've helped families in passing or thrown a football with the kids in the yard, and then we go there when somebody's in crisis or having a really bad day. And having that personal history lets us jump straight to that rapport phase where we can get to the meat and potatoes of why we're there and not have to work on de-escalating and trying to build that initial rapport. So it's been a very valuable tool. It's been tremendously helpful for me, knowing areas, names, faces. And when members of the community see the same officer driving around, waving, getting that bottle of water at the gas station, they feel like they have a personal connection. People like coming up and talking to us. Kids like coming up and checking out the squad cars. I've formed what I would consider to be genuine relationships with certain people in the community in the sectors that I've worked. And I know that that's not unique to Sector B. I know that the sector officers all over the city have encountered that. I've been on calls with other officers in other sectors where I wasn't familiar with an address or a person, and they approached other officers on scene like they'd known them their whole lives. And it's really cool to see those relationships, and it goes a long way with the community.
I'm Officer LEMIRAND of the Wausau Police Department, and I am assigned Sector F. I've worked Sector F about most of my career. One of the reasons why I chose Sector F, or continue to choose Sector F, is because I'm familiar with many of the people and the problems, and I think in community policing, those 2 items are important. I've built relationships with some of the business owners where I can stop in and talk to them and address any problems personally that they may have, or any potential problems that they may have. I know many of the residents, so when they have problems, there's a comfort level when I respond that they can talk to me, they know what effort will be put forth. If I get assigned a different sector, it can be a little disorienting, not because I don't know where I'm at, but again, I'm not familiar with that area as I am with Sector F. I don't know the people or the people that typically deal with law enforcement. I will pick Sector F as long as I can. I picked this sector because I value those relationships and the relationship with the community and that trust that's developed over time to be able to stop into those businesses or those residents and shoot the breeze and just say, hey, how are you doing? How's it going? And to laugh and joke and form personal bonds. That to me is probably one of the most valuable things about this sector.
So thanks for checking out our video. I hope this gives you a better idea of how our officers are laid out throughout the city and what these sectors are. Obviously, if you ever have any questions about issues going on in your neighborhood, you can always reach out to your neighborhood officer and talk about those. But I hope this gave you a better idea of how we're laid out.